Sports Tonight is back again. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonakwan on the show tonight. We'll continue to take a look at the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. The Super Falcons of Nigeria, can they beat France? That's difficult to answer, but I keep saying it. Football will give us the answer. But I love the spirit in the camp of the Super Falcons now after beating South Korea. They believe that they can go all the way, and that's the belief that I want you, if you're a fan of the Super Falcons, to also keep. We'll talk about the FIFA Women's World Cup on the show tonight. We'll also take a look at the just concluded Nigeria Professional Football League Playoff Championships. You know the story. 2019 NPFL champion is Eimba Football Club of Aba, the People's Elephants. They came to Lagos to play breathtaking football. Showed class in that game 5 against Aqua United, winning 3-0. So, Uzobu Zobu, that's what they are singing right there in Aba now, because they recorded a record 8th title in the Nigeria Professional Football League. We'll talk about that one tonight on the show. Reactions coming out of it, particularly with some of the things that we saw at the playoffs. We'll talk about it also. The league management company, they are also reacting. What are the ways we can educate fans so that we don't see some of the things that shouldn't come on television? We'll talk about it. And also, how do we get to keep matches on TV? Because that, in a way, can also regulate some of the things we see in our league football. We'll talk about that one also on the show tonight. I'll also let you know the Super Eagles of Nigeria. How ready are they for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations? John Obi Mikel is the captain of the team. He's just returning, and he says, look, don't stress anybody. We'll take it one game at a time. But he's super confident that Nigeria has got a team that can impress in Egypt. We'll talk about the 2019 African Cup of Nations on the show tonight. The fixtures for the new English Premier League season has been released. Liverpool will kick off the 2019-2020 campaign against Norwich City. We'll talk about that one also, and I'll let you know what's going on right there at Real Madrid as they unveil Eden Hazard. That one also got a lot of people talking. Special focus on the show tonight, American football in Nigeria, because you know American football is so big. Arguably, it has produced some of the top rich athletes in the world. That's how big it is in America. So some persons are looking at it. AGK is one of them, former D Tigers player, also played in the NBA. He's saying that we have a market here. So there are already some clubs for American football in Nigeria. They're trying to put together a federation. So the development of that sport in Nigeria will get our attention. It is massive in the United States of America. Can it also be big in this country? We'll talk about the development of American football in Nigeria. So that's about the outlook of the show tonight. You can be part of it. Sports Tonight on your award-winning, sports-loving Channels television. You can talk to us. Our feedback mechanisms is still the same. I would like to read from you tonight on Twitter, Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels-sports. You can also send an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. All our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com. Download the Channels TV app for any of those devices that you see right there on your screen, and you can be part of the program wherever you are in the world. I want you to be part of the show. You can talk to us just about anything that you want to talk about. I also want to hear from fans of the NBA. We're going to have Game 6 tonight in the NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors, they're beginning to get back the momentum. The Raptors, they've got all of us. Jaws dropped. Can they continue that fine form that we've seen from them already this season? I believe they can go all the way. But hey, you know, in this our world of sports, impossible is nothing. So Game 6 tonight, fans of the NBA, let's also talk about that one. So let's let you see how Eimba Football Club of Aba emerged champions of the 2019 Nigeria Professional Football League season. And then when we come back, we'll talk about it and then get properly into the 2019 AFCON. So much will go down on the show tonight. Don't go anywhere. Stay.
Anyway, this one, Sadia keeps it in, and of course, a well-controlled Lucchese's attacking partner, Bashir. For Sadia, opportunity, Eimba's first goal! And it's Ruben Ballard that has given Eimba the lead in the title race. cross coming in, opportunity, ball! It is a Stanley Dimba. And at the end of this, we might be having something in the region of 4 minutes of stoppage time. A belter, goal! What a goal! Abdulrahman Bashir. Unbelievable, sensational. This is fabulous from Abdulrahman Bashir. How many times are we going to see such goals scored in the championships playoffs?
We're going to see more. We've seen them since yesterday. It's been coming.
It is finished here at the Agege Stadium. Enyimba International 3, Aqua United 0. Enyimba, the champions, 2019 NPFL season. The champions, Enyimba International. The trophy is coming. The trophy is coming. It's already lifted aloft. And on the fireworks goes Enyimba International champions, Nigeria Professional Football League 2019 season.
So loudly tell somebody that doesn't know to tell another person that Enyimba Football Club of Abade are the champions of the 2019 Nigeria Professional Football League season. Enyimba champions in the Super 6 showed class from the start, and in the end, they lifted that trophy. Let's welcome Tolu Olorumoteni. He's with us in the studio tonight. Tolu, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
It's great to be here again, Austin. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, awesome.
It's good to see Enyimba win again. It's the 8th time.
Wow.
And I think the first thing that struck me when the championship ended was Enyimba top, Kano Pillars second. It reminded me of the periods between 2012 and 2015 where we had Enyimba and Kano Pillars on the continents for 3 consecutive years. And it looks like these guys have revived it. I mean, for a few years now, we haven't had both of them in the Champions League at the same time. We did have Enyimba 2 years ago, and then last year we had Lobby Stars and Rangers go all the way to make Nigeria proud, particularly Rangers. And Enyimba did the same thing 2 years ago, got into the semi-finals of the Confederations Cup. But now it's good to see 3 strong teams, 3 really strong teams that will be representing Nigeria, and then we're going to get one more from the cup. So so far so good. I think the championship playoff kind of make me fall in love with the abridged version of the league season.
Everyone is saying that, yeah.
You know, we feared one thing, and our fears were proven right anyway, that it was going to be a lot of violence, things were going to happen that we would not like. We didn't get a lot, but we had a number of violent cases. And yeah, I think, truth be told, it's the first time it's happening again. And yeah, it was expected. So let me assume that if this was to be repeated next year, we'll probably be able to curtail it a whole lot more, or it could get worse. It could go either way. But if a lot more is done into planning, a lot of effort is put into planning, then it could be curtailed. But I think I like it. I like the fact that we can have this face-off at the final stage, have the best teams in the league come together in one spot, play each other in the round-robin version, and find a true winner.
Just something about the playoffs, you playing in round-robin formats. You know, so you just see like the best of football. Looking for, you see the final in sight.
Yes,
you know, so,
yes, actually.
So
I like that part of it. Maybe we can add a little bit of twist to it, because end of the day, Rangers had a very good regular season, despite playing on the continent. I think they were about 4 or 5 points ahead of the second place team in their group, and to see them finish 3rd, I think it's unfair. I like to see a system where your points that you've accrued in the regular season is carried over, and then you continue from there. Let us see a proper competition. Let us see if, because it's an advantage that counts for nothing eventually. If everyone starts from ground zero all over again. Yeah, it looks like level playing field, but hey, it's not fair on me that went all the way and put in my very best effort to get here. So
don't look for trouble.
Let's just tweak a little bit. Let's tweak it a little bit.
It's a good recommendation, but don't look for trouble. Because one team can go into the playoffs with the 20 points lead.
In Nigeria, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Maybe 10, 12. Aqua also had a good regular season.
Yeah, Aqua, yes.
But look
at
Aqua
and Rangers, look at them. So all of a sudden, despite playing on the continent and having a very good regular season, they came into the playoffs, and it didn't just happen.
Yeah.
You know, Aqua had a slow start, Rangers themselves had a slow start, and they picked up and went all the way. And look at them now. This group standing, these performances did not really justify how much effort was put into the regular season. So really, I'd like to see a tweak. If we're going to keep this version for one more year,
it's not coming again.
It was good, actually. It was good. I liked it.
It's not coming again. Because we just want the regular season, the proper season, play football for a marathon.
But Austin, I think even club administrators will favor having this abridged version because it costs them less to prosecute.
Yeah, I agree, but not to look.
Okay, so you do not agree, and I agree.
Let's see how it goes. That's what I do. Okay, let's just take a look at match day 5 results from the NPFL Championship playoffs. It was the final day of the championship playoffs. Aimba was looking for the title. Kano Pillars was also believing. Aqua also had their permutations. But it was the Enugu Rangers and FC Faroba that started, and Enugu Rangers won that one by 4-2. Aimba, you saw highlights of that one, defeated Aqua United 3-0. That's a convincing way. That's how to say that you want to be champions of the league. They did that, and they lifted the trophy. Kano Pillars also needed to make a statement against Lobby Stars, and just 1-0 was good enough for them to, solidify their place on that league table that we showed you earlier. So it's done. 2019 season came with so much talk, so much criticism, so much palaver. And we're wondering what's going on with our league football, but we're glad that it is now done, and we have seen the champion properly now, not somewhere we agree that, okay, let's let this person become champion. We've seen football. And the quality of play was also good. We loved it. But once again, it reminded us that until we solve a problem, it is a problem. The crowd trouble we saw in Lagos was a testament of what we used to see when they go to the different venues to play. So it was good that it was on TV and it exposed it. Shehu Diko is the chairman of the league management company, and he's saying that, look, to solve this problem, we need to put more games on television. And I agree. Let's listen to him.
Going to have a very soon. You see, at times we need to be patient. When you have an issue, you don't work. You go back to the root of the matter and resolve it. We are going to the fundamentals. Even in those days when we have matches on TV, basically we are doing 1 match, 2 matches a week. 8 matches are wasted. So I don't know why. What we are trying to do now, from the NFF to ourselves to our sponsors, we are going to the basics to see whether we can set up a system where we can break down the cost of production, break down the cost of everything, and be able to carry all these matches live and put it on the networks, and then we can be able to commercialize it. But it's not easy because the infrastructure is not there, the challenges are there. So, and we're even working all on that, trying to find the money to do the infrastructure, to do the production, trying to find the money to do the right ambience for the stadia, and then set up a proper production that can be able to produce the games. If I can produce all these games I give to the networks, every network will take it. But the issue is the production, so we have to deal with that. The TV networks and they don't do La Liga. There's somebody who does the production. The TV networks in England, they don't do Premier League. There's somebody who does the production and give it to the TV networks. So if you don't do that, there's no way we can get to where we are. But that cannot happen like that. We have a arrangement with the national broadcaster to see what we could do and everything like that. So we are working on that, but it's really not easy. But I'm sure if we are able to achieve where we are, and we do what we do, from having 2 games live on TV a week, we're going to have having 10 games. Everybody now will appreciate that this delay we had is worth it. And then we have a lot of content that we can commercialize, sell across the world, everywhere, and we make money. But it's not just the production must be top-notch. So let people be patient with us. We have hitches here and there, but we are going back to the fundamentals to make sure that we avoid where they're coming from. If it is just to have 1 game live on TV, we could do that. But what is that going to do? Just the league, nothing.
So it's a good one. It's laudable if we have our league matches on TV. They have it in South Africa. They even have it in Tanzania. I think they have it in Namibia, Kenya. So Nigeria can do it. So league management company, it can be done. So it's all about packaging, and I think one thing everybody will agree is that we have the market for it. So we need to sit down. It's a deliberate approach, and we must be consistent about it, and it's going to happen.
Definitely. No doubt, Nigerians love football.
Yeah.
How much we love local football, left to be seen. But then I can say categorically that outside of Lagos, Akure, Kano, Maiduguri, the South-South, the Southeast, Nigerians love their local teams. Anybody sell out their stadiums. Same thing in Kano, same thing in Akure, same thing in Maiduguri. So it's not a case of even Lafia. It's not a case of Ibadan as well, Jos. So it's not a case of having empty stadia. I mean, Enugu used to be an issue, but when they had a very good season and subsequently it's been sellouts or near sellouts a lot of times. So it's not a case of not having the market. We do have the market. We do have people who are passionate about local league as much as we have people who are a lot more passionate about the foreign leagues. However, like the chairman rightly said, having one game on TV is not the solution. It isn't. I mean, like he said, it's easy to put one game on TV and then let's see what happens, you know, and everyone will relax easily. But we want more games on TV. We don't want to have just one. We want to have as much as 5, 6, 7.
And he told
put
you
all 10 games on TV. He
told you that the problem is production. It's money. And that's why we must approach it as a business. The club sides must see it as a business. Our states should no longer see football as PR tool. They should see it as what can empower youth. They should see it as what they can use to make money. It can contribute to the GDP of the economy.
I think for so long we have underestimated the power of sports. Like you rightly said, the government sees it as PR, and that is what they use it for. You know, when you need to make cheap noise, you just do something in the sporting.
They won, right? They got the trophy. Okay, let them come.
So easy. They'll bring it to the government house, and that's it. But if they see it as a tool to drive the economy, empower the youth. I mean, imagine
a source of employment.
Imagine a sellout crowd at a stadium every match day, 19 times every week, excluding cup games, either on the continent or the local cup or the national cup competition. 19 sellout games at home every season. Imagine how many people will make. How much sales will be made from that? How much employment can be generated through that? How much money you generate for the locality? I mean, a lot can be done. The opportunities are endless. So it comes to the point where both LMC and the government and the club administrators see this thing as business. And how will it come to that? When they begin to see themselves as accountable. If the free money is no longer coming in, if they now have to make money and then look for how to get sponsors on board and they have shareholders, say, or stakeholders in fans or people who have bought what's it called, season tickets and so on and so forth that they are accountable to, I think it will spoil them to do something different. But the way it is currently run, until we break the table and rearrange it to make it profitable, we won't get there, Austin.
Don't break the table.
We need to break the table.
When you break the table, I should just leave it broken. Don't break it. Just patch it. But we're making a lot of sense. You know, I was with someone and I was saying, you see the overall jacket that Aqua United was wearing, that someone should think towards merchandising. You know, don't just do the jerseys and then it's when somebody from maybe a government official is stating, just like, okay, give him 100, give this one 1,000. Think about ways that it's okay, this is the shit. Umfonudo is a big name in Nigerian football. How much can we make selling Umfonudo's jerseys?
To be fair, I think the media do a lot and enough in terms of publicity. You know, when there's a star, everybody hears the name of the star.
Look at what the media
Ahmed Musa, Edward, Umfam Udo, Junior Lokosa, Monlahon Salami, Abu Aziz. Every time there is a star to be pushed,
put them out there.
The media does enough to put it out there. So, and these guys have been made stars. Everybody knows Junior Lokosa's name now, despite not completing a full season with that led to everything that happened 2 years ago and then last year. You know, so everyone knows his name. CB Gua, the same thing. I mean, the media does enough. I think what needs to be done now is to look for other creative ways to commercialize and make sure that the efforts of the media is being complemented on the other side. Look, if there is such a popular name as Junior Lokosa that year, and there are jerseys of Junior Lokosa everywhere.
Everywhere.
I think people will want to buy it.
Even at some point, look at the noise we made with Sikirola to Bosun.
Yes.
Onua.
Stephen Ode.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. So that's it. It's all about developing league football in Nigeria. I love what Shehu Diko said. But let's go beyond words. Let's put words to action. That's the only way to develop the league. Let's go on this break. When we come back, what's going on with the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Super Falcons at the World Cup? That will get our attention. So don't go anywhere. Stay.